You know the only thing better than defeating a wave of baddies? The sweet spoils they leave behind.
So grab your swords and staves because we're going on a mighty quest for epic loot in, well, the mighty quest for epic loot. The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot is a free-to-play mobile dungeon crawler developed and published by Ubisoft. Your main goal here is, no surprise, to collect loot by smashing and bashing your way through a series of castles of increasing difficulty.
It's a pretty simple concept paired with an equally simple set of controls. All you have to do is drag your finger in the direction you want to go to move. To dodge, you just swipe, and to attack, just tap the screen like there's no tomorrow, and your character will automatically go after the closest enemy. There are also abilities you can use to make total enemy destruction that much more efficient.
And aside from upgrading your abilities as you gain XP and level up, this is about as far as the game takes its combat. Which, for the first couple of hours, does do a good job of making you feel like an unstoppable force of power, able to obliterate enemy squadrons with a few hits. As they grow in difficulty, you'll have to turn your focus to upgrading your weapons and armor, which you earn through fighting. These upgrades, in turn, raise your character's might. The higher your might, the easier you can wipe the floor with oncoming foes. Wash, rinse, and repeat.
Yeah, you'll also be earning things like keys for chests which grant you more loot, orbs that can level up your equipment, and gold to help fund those upgrades. In the early stages, you'll find yourself swimming in loot. But sadly, those good vibes don't last long. After a little while, there's a clear shift from here's all the fun you can have with this game to here's all the fun you can continue to have if you give us money.
Yeah, it's very deliberately paced out the way it is, so it feels like you're making lots of progress before they put the clamp on it. To enter a castle, you need a certain amount of energy, which regenerates over time. Don't want to wait? You can always shell out for some gems, the game's premium currency, for some more. Not enough gems? Just head over to the store and fork over some real-world cash.
You could argue, though, that these timers are a good motivator for gamers to take a break and do something else while they wait.
I'd agree if there weren't also these drastic leaps in difficulty that basically force you into buying chests, which are randomized, by the way, in order to increase your might so you can beat later castles. Because going in with less than the recommended level of might makes some levels next to impossible to clear. I wouldn't necessarily mind too much if that was it, but combine that with the pop-up advertisements about the latest packs, on top of the not-so-subtle hints that you should buy their super special Epic Pass for better rewards, and it just feels way too microtransaction heavy, so spawnlings and grown-ups, beware.
We should also mention there's sometimes an option to watch ads instead of having to make payments, though forcing people to consume advertisement is probably a problem in of itself.
And honestly, that sucks, because I'd rather just pay for the game outright and be done with it, because it is really nice looking.
I also didn't mind the arena mode where you go up against real people who are sporadically tapping and throwing powers out left and right. It's silly, chaotic fun, but you are limited to a few goes per day as you wait for your energy to build up, which just dampens the whole experience.
In short, all the best parts of the mighty quest for epic loot are overshadowed by its push for microtransactions, which makes me mad because I was having such a good time before that reality sunk in. So, it's 2 out of 5 angry rubber chickens from me.
If you play maybe the first 3 hours or so, you'll have a great time. Past that, there's not enough to make me put up with being forced into waiting hours to be able to progress through the game. It's 2 equally angry rubber chickens from me.
And they're the worst kind of chickens. They peck.